Cincinnati Bengals, their 1991 winless season has been filled with frustration and futility. But the 4-2 Dallas Cowboys are on the way up, and they return to greatness as America's team.
NBC Sports presents the National Football League. Today, it's the Cincinnati Bengals versus the Dallas Cowboys.
A capacity crowd of 65,000 is expected today at Texas Stadium as the Dallas Cowboys go after their 4th straight win, hosting the winless Cincinnati Bengals. And it'll be a warm one today. The temperatures are expected to reach the mid-90s. Hello, everybody. I'm Mel Proctor along with Joe Namath. You know, the Cowboys have shown improvement each year under the Jerry Jones, Jimmy Johnson regime. They're 4-2 so far this year. And, Joe, a major reason for their improvement has been the development of quarterback Troy Aikman.
No doubt. Troy Aikman, in my opinion, is one of the premier quarterbacks in the league right now. We saw Troy Aikman as a rookie in his second year. His supporting cast wasn't playing nearly as well as it is right now. The big question today, though, for Troy and Emmitt Smith, I might add, is the health of the offensive line. Both tackles are hurting a bit.
Well, Emmitt Smith has made a big difference in this team. He has 7 100-yard games in his 2 years here.
And he's averaging over 5 yards a carry right now this season. The thing about Emmitt Smith is strong. He makes you miss tackles. Cincinnati, when they get their hands on Emmitt Smith, they're going to have to bring him down. Otherwise, he's going to break tackles and make big gainers.
Defensively, the Cowboys have shown a lot of improvement, especially against the run.
Yes, well, Dave Wannstedt, defensive coordinator, changed things this year. He wants to stop the run. That's why they went out and got Tony Casillas to play at tackle, and Jimmy Jones is doing a good job at their other tackle. They've given up some long pass plays this season. That's what they're concerned with, but they've accomplished what they set out to do defensively, stopping the run for the most part.
The Cincinnati Bengals are a talented team. They have 8 Pro Bowlers, and yet they're a little bit like a time bomb, just ticking, waiting to go off. But so far, it's been very frustrating for Boomer Esiason.
Oh, it's been awful for that whole team because they know they can play football. The fans in Cincinnati know that there's better football in these players. Boomer, the last 2 weeks, hasn't completed 50% of his passes. They're having drop balls and turnovers, and that's really what's hurt this Cincinnati team, the drop balls and turnovers.
Cincinnati will receive as we're about to get underway from Texas Stadium. Bright sunshiny afternoon, clear skies, but very warm. Ken Willis with the kickoff. Eric Ball brings it back for the Bengals out to the 24-yard line.
Dr. Pepper and your local Dr. Pepper bottler bring you this NFL Game of the Month. Dr. Pepper is just what the doctor ordered.
First down for the Cincinnati Bengals at the 25-yard line. And, Joe, both coaches agree the first quarter is very significant in this game. The Bengals feel that they've got to score early, cut down on their mistakes, which is what they didn't do a week ago. The Cowboys feel that if they're even with the Bengals at the end of the first quarter, they've got a chance to win. Esiason swings it to Brooks. Brooks to the 30-yard line, a pickup of 5 yards. Offensively, the 10-time Pro Bowler Anthony Munoz anchoring the Bengals offensive line. Fine center in Bruce Kozerski. In the backfield, Esiason, Brooks, Holman, Eddie Brown, all former Pro Bowlers. 5 former Pro Bowlers on offense, 3 on defense. When they go to 2 tight ends, Eric Caddis will check in to join Holman. Second down, 5. Harold Green and James Brooks are the running backs. Brown and McGree are the wide receivers. This is Harold Green trying to get outside. Brought down to 31 by the left cornerback, Isaac Holt. Defensively for the Cowboys, it's Tolbert, Casillas, and Jones up front, along with the pass rusher Jim Jeffcoat, Norton, Del Rio, and Smith, the linebackers. A marked man today will be number 30, Isaac Holt. Rookie corner Larry Brown has been playing very well, and Ray Horton has been the big play man each of the last 2 weeks. When they go to the nickel, Hendricks, Williams, and Bates check in. 5 defensive backs in this situation with Stubbs joining the front 4. Third down 4 for the Bengals. The pitch to Eddie Brown, setting up in the backfield. And he's got a first down.
Now that's some of Sam Weich's good offense. Putting Eddie Brown back there in the backfield, the Cowboys immediately were a little bit thrown off defensively. What are you going to do with the wide receiver in the backfield? Who's going to cover him? They see there's a big corner open out there. Jaton gets out there to throw a block, and Walter. Nice little play for the first down, and more importantly, I think it's telling this Dallas Cowboy defense that we have some gimmicks for you guys that you're going to have to stop.
First down for the Bengals. Boomer Esiason has thrown only 4 touchdown passes. He's been intercepted 7 times this year. Boomer downfield to Tim McGee and almost intercepted. They go right after Isaac Holt, who's been a marked man every week. He had a big game last week against Green Bay, but the Bengals are going right after him.
Well, McGee's open. Esiason's off target here. He throws the ball a bit behind McGee for whatever reason. Holt nearly comes up with the interception. He is the right guy, by the way. Mel Holt is talking as the guy to pick on because he does bite on a short move, and he's been beaten deep this season. But he had a good game last week up at Green Bay.
He has given up some big touchdown passes this year. Second down and 10 for the Bengals. Brooks breaks a tackle and rips off about 9 yards. Eddie Brown threw a good block for him. Jack Del Rio, the middle linebacker, on the stop.
So that was mostly Brooks right there. I mean, he just ran around Ken Norton, number 51. Norton should make this play with the right technique, but Brooks put a move on him, and Norton couldn't get his feet under himself to make the tackle. That's a good gainer for first down play. Good gainer for any play, folks, 9 yards.
So the Bengals showing they can move the football early, and you can bet Sam Weiss will be watching this spot with eagle eyes. He felt it on the last play of the game last week that a bad spot may have cost him the opportunity to continue a drive that died at the 19-yard line. Sam is feuded with the officials and the media, very outspoken, very innovative, and he feels his team's about ready to explode. One of the teams is going to pay one day soon, and he's hoping it might be this afternoon.
And he's had some horrendous calls against his team. That call last week where they didn't call interference on receiving the punt was terrible. The spotting of the ball was off. I mean, I don't blame Sam for being upset.
They split James Brooks out wide to the right, along with McGee and Brown. Green the lone setback. Boomer over the middle, and it's incomplete, intended for Eddie Brown. Pass thrown a little behind him. James Washington there in coverage for the Cowboys.
You see, when your quarterback's on, things are going to move. Now, Boomer's had 2 open receivers the last 2 plays, but both times he throws it behind him. There's a little pressure here, but not the kind of pressure that's going to cause Esiason to be off target more times than not. He's just had 2 off-target plays here. Now it's a 2nd and 10 situation. Well, I don't know. I think they're going to try and run. Well, who do they have in there right now? They got Green in there. I was going to go with Brooks again. That last play, they made a big gainer. Let's see if they come back with that play.
They go with 2 tight ends in this situation. Eric Caddis, number 84, is in the game. Brown splits wide right. McGee is wide left with Green the lone setback. Green, second year back out of South Carolina, across midfield for about 3 yards. Tony Casillas and Tony Tolbert combining on the tackle, along with Ken Norton.
You see, this Jimmy Johnson Dallas Cowboy team knows how dangerous Cincinnati is. Coach Johnson says, hey, first we had to prepare for this no-huddle or style of no-huddle defense or offense, and that puts our defense already at a disadvantage. He's worried about Cincinnati getting out to a good start in the first quarter, and Jimmy Johnson has emphasized to his team they must not allow Cincinnati to get rolling early.
Brooks is back in on 3rd and 7. He's lined up in a slot right. He's a good receiver out of the backfield, and they bring Brooks in motion. Boomer's pass caught by Eddie Brown for a first down at the 34-yard line. The tackle made by Ken Norton. But he's the big play man who is still without a touchdown. He has only 12 catches, and 7 of them came last week.
Great pass protection for Boomer. Boomer's trying to get this ball over the middle to Holman. Now watch how Boomer comes off the middle and then goes back to the outside. Now, not many quarterbacks have the patience or the sharpness, I guess, to be able to do that. Here you see Holman coming off the line of scrimmage trying to get to the middle, and you'll see a defender kind of break underneath him. Here you go. Now Holman's not open, so Boomer smartly goes the other way to Brown.
Gain of 14 yards on the pass play. First down for the Bengals. Two tight ends in the game, Patterson, Holman. Harold Green runs into Vincent Smith and is dropped at the 32-yard line.
Talked with Anthony Munoz yesterday. He said, hey, we're going to play loose. Check out his block, number 78. You see this cut block beautifully. Takes Jones out of the play. Big man has got a lot of finesse and a lot of football left in him, a lot of desire left in him. He said, we're going to go out there not worried about making mistakes. We want to have some fun. Just let it all fall out and get after it.
Munoz underwent rotator cuff surgery last year. He says he's in good health and feeling well and looking forward to this game. Second down and 8. Brooks is back in. Eddie Brown in motion. Boomer to Brown, who makes a leaping catch, and he's out of bounds at the 28. Chased out by James Washington. And the IPT 10-minute ticker. Cleveland and Washington, that should be a good one today at RFK Stadium, the nation's capital. Well, that's a busy place these days, isn't it?
That's awful. Yes, it is busy.
Not sure where the best game is.
No. Say, Esiason's been on target with his last couple of throws. That was a great catch by Eddie Brown, reaching up there with one hand and making the play.
Now the Bengals in the no huddle, but the fans are trying to make it difficult for Boomer to call a play.
Yeah, well, it's not going to affect that little sugar huddle when those guys are up close there. The noise doesn't bother him. It's one of the good reasons for using it.
Boomer better hurry. Just gets the play away. Brooks. Not much there. Robert Williams, the nickelback, making the stop for the Cowboys.
Yeah, but you see how Brooks kind of stopped, pivoted, turned around, and got upfield to gain a couple of yards. Brooks didn't have the blocking that I'd like, but watch his little pivot when the defender gets close to him. He saves a couple yards and nearly makes the first down. Looky there. That's pretty nice.
But the Bengals will have to try a field goal on fourth down. Jim Breach, who has scored in an NFL record 172 consecutive games, will try a 45-yard field goal with Lee Johnson holding for him. Breach has made 4 of 5 this year. It's on the way, and it is good. And the Bengals take the lead. I'm sure a little disappointed they didn't get a touchdown, but they'll settle for the 3 points on a 45-yard field goal by Jim Breach. Mel Proctor with Joe Namath back at Texas Stadium on a sunny afternoon. The temperature's in the mid-90s. Jim Breach, 45-yard field goal, has given the Bengals the lead. And Lee Johnson, who handles the punts and kickoffs, will kick to Derek Shepard and James Dixon, who is second in the NFC in kickoff returns. But there will be no return on this one.
What a kick.
Offensively, Joe, at tackle, Alan Feingrad moves into the starting lineup in place of the injured Mark Tuinei. Nate Newton is not at full strength. He twisted his knee last week. Emmitt Smith having a great year on a pace to break the club rushing record. Novacek had a career day last week, 11 catches for 121 yards, and they go to their 3 wide receiver offense, which we have dubbed the no-name. Kelvin Martin, who has a name, Kmart.
Kmart, how did he get that name? How did he get Kmart? Huh?
It's short for Kelvin Martin. There's no real story behind it. We sent our investigative reporters in to find out, and that's all we could discover.
You're kidding, just because it's Kmart. That makes sense.
Nothing catchy like Broadway Joe, just Kmart.
Yeah. Oh, my goodness.
Brought down by James Francis. The pass intended for the tight end, Novacek.
Check number 50 out and be on the left side of your screen. He gets back in coverage. He gets a hand on the ball. Nearly picks it off. It was not a good throw by Aikman. Had Aikman had the ball out in front of Novacek, it would have been completion.
Mitz, Crumry, and Grant up front. France is an outstanding young linebacker. Leo Barker starts this week in place of the injured Kevin Walker, who hurt his knee last week. Phillips and Thomas at the corners, and the 3-time Pro Bowler Fulcher in the backfield. Emmett Smith on the carry.
That Tim Crumry got right in there. Now, he's not having the kind of season he's used to having numbers-wise, but Crumry is the kind of guy you want on your team. He keeps things charged up in practice. He makes guys give 100% plus. He still has a pin in his leg. He's not his old self, but look how he fights through the outside of a double team to make the tackle on Emmett Smith.
Sam Weiss said he may not have the lateral movement and quickness he possessed before the leg injury, but he's still a great asset to our football team with his enthusiasm and intensity he brings. 3rd down 10. Aikman under pressure, gets a wobbly pass away, almost intercepted by Ricky Dixon. So the Cowboys will have to kick it away. Mike Saxon in the punt, averaging 33.6 yards per kick.
Real good pressure by the Bengals that time. 2 objectives the Bengals have on defense. Stop Emmett Smith, put pressure on Aikman. They did just that in this series.
Mike Barber awaiting the kick. Wide receiver who runs back punts. Cincinnati leading 3-0 in the first quarter. The Cowboys unable to move effectively, and Saxon gets it away. Barber at the 35, looking for blocking. And brought down at the 45-yard line. So with 7:16 remaining in the first quarter, it's Cincinnati 3 and the Dallas Cowboys nothing.
Coverage of the National Football League is brought to you by Acura Automobiles. Experience precision-crafted performance. By Miller Lite, it's it and that's that. By the people of UPS, now offering next-day air delivery on Saturdays. And by Xerex Antifreeze Coolant. The temperature never drops below Xerex.
The Cincinnati Bengals begin their second drive at the Bengal 45. They lead 3-0. The Cowboys have won 2 of the last 3 played here in Texas Stadium, but the Bengals have won the last 2 in the series. Harold Green with no place to go. Brought down the 46-yard line by Tony Tolbert and Tony Casillas.
We got an 0-5 club in Cincinnati playing a pretty good team against Dallas of the NFC, and you see what happened in '90. They split. Now, this year so far, that NFC has an edge. It's a long season. I look for this series to be closer. But right now, I think the NFC has more better teams playing than the NFC, certainly, or than the AFC. Certainly, the AFC's Cincinnati Bengals aren't playing up to their potential.
On 2nd and 8, the Bengals have 2 tight ends in the game, Holman and Caddis. Green in the slot left with McGee and Brown, the wide receivers. And Boomer back to throw. And his pass is complete to Tim McGee for a first down near the 38-yard line of Dallas. Larry Brown on the tackle.
Your offensive line gives you this much time. You're going to find somebody open. Look at that wall up front of Cincinnati's offensive line. Jack Del Rio gets pushed out of the way late. Boomer has plenty of time to come to his late receiver, Tim McGee, his 3rd choice in that pattern. Excellent pass protection.
Jim McGee, who replaced Chris Collinsworth as a starter at wide receiver for the Bengals in 1988. He's the leading receiver on the club this year with only 14 catches. Harold Green hit by Ray Horton coming up in the secondary to make the stop. Horton, the ex-Bengal, acquired as a Plan B free agent from Cincinnati 2 years ago.
You know, I asked Ray yesterday about any ill feelings he might have toward the Bengals. He said, no, man. Hey, I had a good time there. You know, I might be a little more hyped up if this were 2 years ago or so when I first came to the Cowboys, but now I'm a Cowboy. You know, they're just another opponent to me. But you know, Mel, I can't help but wonder how much he can be aided by knowing some of the calls that the Bengals offense has. And I know he's helped the Cowboys a bit because they're his team now.
2nd down and 10. Boomer changing the play at the line of scrimmage. The Bengals lead 3-0. Harold Green trying to break a tackle, but wrapped up by Vincent Smith, the third-year linebacker from East Carolina. And Ray Horton also in on the stop. Horton made the headlines this week after his big game last week against Green Bay when he picked off a pass and ran it back 65 yards. He serves as his own agent, and I guess he felt it was a good time to talk to management about maybe renegotiating his contract. So he hinted that he might go back to Seattle on an off day and work on a business venture in the golf industry, a teaching center he's trying to set up, and said that he wanted to renegotiate. He said nothing has been done yet, but he got some assurances from owner Jerry Jones that things would be taken care of.
He's playing awfully well.
Third down, 5. Boomer's pass is complete to Craig Taylor. And Taylor appears to have first down yardage at the 25. Taylor was involved in a key turnover last week, driving for a touchdown early in the first quarter. The Bengals drove down to the 3-yard line, and he fumbled. Taylor in there apparently because Eric Ball is hurt. He's being taken off the field.
Didn't see what happened to Eric Ball. We'll get the report as quickly as possible. But right now, the way this first quarter is going, it's going the way Sam Weiss wants it and the way Jimmy Johnson doesn't. Jimmy Johnson said they're 0-5. We can't let them breathe in the first quarter. Maybe they'll lay down a bit, but they're not going to.
James Brooks trying to get outside. And he gets to the 16-yard line. The Bengals throwing effectively and running well as they continue this drive.
Oh, my goodness, what a hit by Ray Horton.
That's what it sounds like, and you get an idea what it might feel like getting hit like that.
Wow, I bet you could even hear that at home. That was so hard. Wow.
Only if you have the volume turned up on your television.
Ah, well, I would think so with us doing the game now. My goodness.
Speak for yourself.
I am.
They measure to see if the Bengals, and they are short.
Yeah, but it's a great offensive situation. Second and about a foot. The pressure's entirely on the defense here. The defense wants to stop them from making the first down. The offense has the old waste play. Maybe even 2. They can try and get it in the end zone with the pass, knowing Boomer knows that Dallas wants to stop the run on this next play. So Boomer may very well have one of his wide receivers one-on-one or just a single coverage.
Sam Weiss, who serves as his own offensive coordinator, former quarterback with 5 different teams. Second down and 1. The Bengals lead 3-0 with 3:18 remaining in the first quarter. Eddie Brown is wide right, Tim McGee to the left. Taylor and Brooks are the running backs. Brooks following Taylor, who throws a good block, and Brooks gets inside the 10-yard line. Larry Brown on the tackle for the Cowboys. The Redskins have taken a 7-0 lead over the Browns. The Redskins, one of 2 undefeated teams. The other, the New Orleans Saints, playing the Eagles today. Buffalo leading by 14 points over the Colts. Minnesota jumps out to a 7-0 lead over the Cardinals. We have an injured Cowboy. Vincent Smith is down. Smith in his 3rd year from East Carolina, a Plan B acquisition from the Steelers. So we'll step out with the Bengals ahead 3-0 in the first quarter. The Dallas Cowboys 19-1. It will be 1st and goal to go for the Bengals. Boomer Esiason mixing the pass and run effectively. He's 5 for 7 passing, and James Brooks has carried 4 times for 27 yards.
You know, we have right now rookie Dixon Edwards at a linebacker taking the place of the injured Smith. I wouldn't be surprised to see Cincinnati challenge that rookie linebacker right now in pass coverage if possible.
2 tight ends in the game for the Bengals. James Brooks looking for blocking, spins, and is brought down near the line of scrimmage as Ray Horton, who's had a strong first quarter, makes the tackle.
Well, the Bengals went back to what got him a couple of good gainers with James Brooks there, but that time the Dallas Cowboys defense is playing awful tight. They don't have much ground to cover, so they're playing that line of scrimmage a bit more aggressively. I was saying they ought to go after the rookie linebacker, find a formation that will put Coach Johnson's man in one-on-one coverage. Try and test the rookie if you can.
Eddie Brown is back in the game at wide receiver. Loss of a yard in the previous play, so it's 2nd and goal from the 10. They line up Brooks wide to the right. McGee is in motion. Boomer to McGee, knocked out of bounds at the 4-yard line by Isaac Holt.
Pretty good gainer, but Boomer's just a hair off. If Boomer has his ball out in front of McGee, it's a little more yardage they're going to get. Boomer completed one earlier to Green, was behind him. They gained yardage, but not as much as they could have. If this ball had been the other way, McGee maybe could have taken it in the end zone.
Well, the Bengals have experienced a lot of frustration down inside the 5 this year. 4 times they fumbled the ball away inside the 5-yard line, including in the first quarter last week. 3rd and goal. Brooks. Touchdown Bengals. James Brooks with his 2nd touchdown of the year as the Bengals go up 9-0.
Oh, Coach Johnson's not happy with this. Let's check out Anthony Munoz, number 78. See who he gets. He blocks to the outside on Ken Norton, drives him back and stays with him, and Reimers does a good job of getting in the end zone with his man. Excellent blocking for James Brooks, and Boomer Esiason by his offensive line this first quarter.
The Cowboys had gone 14 quarters without allowing the opposition a rushing touchdown, but Brooks puts it into the end zone, and Breach kicks it through to make it 10-0 Cincinnati with 1:50 remaining in the first quarter from Texas Stadium.
It's stuck. You see?
The Cincinnati Bengals have not only taken the lead, they've dominated the time of possession in the first quarter. The Cowboys have had only 1 possession, 3 plays and a punt. They've had the ball for only 1:06 in the first quarter. The Bengals putting together 2 long, time-consuming drives. The first drive, 5 minutes and 26 seconds. And the other drive, 6 minutes and 38 seconds. And it's 10-0 Bengals.
Well, you know, you're seeing a game the way you expect to see it, not the way this season's unfolded so far. The Bengals supposedly are the better team. If you didn't know they had an 0-5 record and you saw these 2 teams play or knew they were going to play, you'd make the Bengals favorite.
Brooks touchdown run capping the last drive. James Dixon brings it back. He's dangerous, but good coverage downfield by the Bengals as the tackle was made by Ed Brady at the 15-yard line.
Take another look at that touchdown in a minute. I'd say that offensive line of Cincinnati's is doing some job up front, both in pass protection and opening the holes for the running game. Take a look at the touchdown, the left guard and left tackle there. Reimers and Munoz open a hole. Watch Brooks cut back smartly right there. Ray Horton couldn't get around the block of Anthony Munoz. Munoz actually screened 2 players that time with his block.
First down for the Cowboys. Emmitt Smith and Darrell Johnston are the running backs. Cowboys ineffective on their first possession. The pitch to Smith. And Emmitt Smith off to the 18-yard line where James Francis and Carl Zander bring him down. Smith carried 32 times, a career high last week against Green Bay, and rushed for 122 yards. And that was against the league's best rushing defense. The Packers had allowed an average of only 2.5 yards per carry going into that game.
Yeah, Smith broke out more the second half, but again, as we mentioned at the beginning of this game, Nate Newton's not 100% at right tackle. His leg's hurting him. Left tackle, we have Weingrad, and school's out on how they're going to perform today.
Second down, 7 for the Cowboys.
Aikman.
And the pass complete to Kelvin Martin. Kmart making the catches. We're under a minute remaining in the first quarter. Rookie number 1 pick, Alfred Williams, out of the University of Colorado on the stop.
For Cincinnati's defense, there's Kelvin Martin. A nice catch that time. Kmart.
First down.
Yep. Aikman got the ball to Martin that time. He had good pass protection, and I've really been impressed with the play of Troy Aikman so far this season. Well, actually, the last 2 seasons. He's getting more help from his offensive line, and Smith, Novacek, and Aikman, to me, is just one of the toughest guys you're going to find at quarterback. He'll stand back there and get hit and come back at you.
Emmitt Smith stacked up. Good hit by Alfred Williams. Sam White is saying Williams and James Francis are 2 young linebackers. Williams, a rookie, Francis in his second year, both going to be outstanding players. And as the first quarter comes to an end, Cincinnati doing what they want, leading 10-0.
This Heisman Trophy moment is brought to you by
Total dominance by the Cincinnati Bengals in the first quarter. Look at the time of possession. 12 minutes and 4 seconds the Bengals had the football.
Well, you know, in that first series of downs for Dallas, they were 3 and out. And Cincinnati's both series they had. They made a nice drive, and again, the main reason is Cincinnati's controlling that line of scrimmage with their offensive line and also their defensive line at this point.
2nd down and 8 for the Cowboys. The Bengals lead 10-0 as we begin the second quarter from Texas Stadium. Emmett Smith trying to get on track. The Bengals have done a good job slowing him down so far. David Fulcher makes the stop. Sam White was saying Fulcher has been in the Pro Bowl 3 times, but he's got to do a better job for us if he's going to win. He's not having his best year.
And Emmett Smith's not going to stay quiet all afternoon. This guy has a knack of breaking tackles and breaking the long gainer. He had a minor rap in college. They say he didn't have the breakaway speed. But Coach Jimmy Johnson said, hey, every time I studied this guy and watched him collegiately, the reason we drafted him, he'd come up with long gainers. He makes the long runs, and so I'm not going to be surprised to see Smith break one sometime soon.
He has a 75-yard run and a 60-yard run to his credit already this year. Tony Kukar is our referee this afternoon, and what could be the topic of this discussion? May have an injured referee.
You know one thing,
The umpire may be injured.
Cincinnati has certainly kept this crowd out of the game so far. The Cowboy crowd's really enthusiastic with their team. They wanted to get behind them, but the way Cincinnati's dominated ball control, the crowd has been relatively quiet. They've tried to disrupt Cincinnati's offense, but haven't been able to.
Looks like the umpire, Gordon Wells, is ailing. Apparently he got hit. Looks like they're checking his shoulder.
Oh, that
hurts.
Well, he doesn't have to throw today. Right in the middle of your screen at the top on the hash mark. Let's see if we can tell what happens to the umpire. He's backing up. Well, watch what happens. You'll see him go flying a bit to the right. You see his legs.
That's clipping.
No flags either. They missed that one. That's some outfit right there.
Fans returning to the Cowboys. The following dropped off somewhat after Jerry Jones took over, and they went 1-15. Tom Landry was fired, and the fans stayed away for a while. But with this team winning, they're coming back, and we have a sellout crowd of 65,000 plus here today.
Aaron Pointer, our umpire, is going to suck it up and finish the game, or try to.
3rd down 3. Aikman's pass is complete to Jay Novacek. No, it's incomplete. Finally trapped it. Leo Barker there in coverage.
Well, let's take a look. I think it was a good defensive play. This is the kind of ball Novacek will generally hold on to. Just see Barker come over there. Well, I'll tell you, that's a pretty close call there. I don't know that was incomplete or not. I'd like to get another look at that one.
So the Cowboys again frustrated, unable to move, and they'll have to kick the ball away.
Let's take another look at this. Does he have possession of this ball before he hits the ground with the ball? If he has possession, let's take a look. He might. Yeah, nope, forget it, Jack. That's incomplete.
It looks like they'll review the play, though.
Yeah, well, to overrule this incompletion call, the replay officials have to have undisputable proof that it's caught, and I don't think you can get that from that replay, certainly.
So the play stands at all. 4th down. So the play stands at incompletion, and Mike Saxon will have to kick it away. 14:23 remaining second quarter. The Bengals lead 10-0. Saxon, a 7-year veteran from San Diego State. Kicking to Mike Barber. Good kick. Barber signaling for a fair catch, and the Bengals will begin this drive inside the 20. But Cincinnati has played well so far. James Brooks with a 3-yard run, a field goal by Jim Breach, and it's 10-0 Bengals.
In Japan, where the luxury performance sedan has been
of the National Football League is brought to you by Domino's Pizza. Call Domino's Pizza right now, and you'll be enjoying a hot, delicious pizza during halftime.
Mel Proctor with Joe Namath back at Texas Stadium with 14:16 remaining in the second quarter, and the road gets tougher for the Bengals. A Monday night game at Buffalo, followed by Houston. Sam Weiss said we'd better win today or we could easily be 0-8. I think it's also safe to say that the Bengals don't win today, you're going to see some wholesale personnel changes on the part of Cincinnati. There are some guys that are probably not playing up to their potential so far. Boomer having to throw to a secondary receiver. Harold Green unable to hold on. Good hit by Ken Norton.
Well, that's the kind of thing the Bengals have been doing, shooting themselves, dropping the ball, shooting themselves in the foot. Once again, though, that offensive line of Cincinnati's has given Boomer Esiason plenty of time. That time, Boomer looked at 2 or 3 different receivers before he finally came to Green for the drop. With that kind of pass protection, I would expect Cincinnati to throw a lot of passes, but they've been keeping their run-pass ratio pretty tight.
Mentioned the drop passes. Sam Weiss said in the Redskins game, the 4th game of the season, they had 9 drop passes. James Brooks back in as the lone setback. Brooks. Chopped down nicely by Mickey Pruitt, who was just activated today. Pruitt, a backup linebacker. The Dr. Pepper 10-minute ticker. The Browns have tied the Redskins 7-all in the second quarter at RFK Stadium in Washington. Philadelphia leading by a field goal over the Saints, who are unbeaten. Buffalo 14, the Colts nothing, and the Vikings up on Phoenix 7-0 in the second quarter.
Yeah, those first 2 scores are a bit of a surprise. I know it's early, but Cleveland with Washington neck and neck is a surprise, and certainly Philadelphia without Cunningham or McMahon leading New Orleans is a big surprise.
4 wide receivers in the game now for the Bengals. On 3rd and 11, Boomer from the shotgun. Incomplete. Intended for either Mike Barber or Tim McGee. Both were in the area, and the Bengals will have to kick it away.
Oh, Boomer's upset. Barber had the deep pattern. He got spun around and turned around. Maybe you'll be able to see this. There's McGee going downfield, and let's check out Barber coming into view. It looks like Barber's going to be able to break, but he tripped up and pulled up. You see how he turned around right there, and Boomer threw the ball downfield. Miscommunication between Boomer and Barber. You got to keep running when you get back there. You can't turn around and stop unless your quarterback's scrambling. And your quarterback, Esiason, in this case, is releasing that ball while Barber's still heading upfield.
Lee Johnson will kick it away to Derek Shepard. Good driving kick. Shepard will take it at the 30. He had a chance to break that one for a big gainer, but is tripped up at the 42-yard line. A 53-yard kick by Johnson, but Boomer is upset.
A new arrival. A tire so special, it may last as long as you own your car. The new XH4. Congratulations. It's a Michelin. Backed by an 80,000-mile treadwear limited warranty. Michelin. Because so much is riding on your tires.
For 75 years, Mitsubishi Motors' diamond emblem has symbolized its unbending standard of quality. Introducing the highest expression of that standard, the Diamante, where meticulous design and craftsmanship lead to extraordinary comfort and driving pleasure. Diamante, the new luxury performance sedan from Mitsubishi. The word is getting around.
Your dream is sea breezes off Cape Cod. But it's sweat, not dreams, that's going to get you there. And you need a deodorant you can depend on. Old Spice deodorant actually helps stop odor before it starts by killing odor-causing bacteria on contact. 99%. That's odor prevention you can count on with the clean scent of Old Spice.
Permission to come aboard?
Old Spice deodorant. It does a number on odor-causing bacteria, 99%.
NBC Sports coverage of the National Football League is brought to you by Diamante, the new luxury performance sedan from Mitsubishi. By Coors Light, the Silver Bullet is the right beer now. By Fram Oil Filters. Fram, you can pay a little now or a lot later. And by Old Spice deodorant, because prevention is the ultimate form of protection. Count on it.
Boomer Esiason upset. Frustration surfacing, yet the Bengals lead 10-0. Cowboys ball with 13:03 remaining in the second quarter. Trey Aikman back to throw, and he's going deep downfield. Caught by Alexander Wright. Stopped short of a touchdown.
screen is going to end up in the middle. He'll beat Thomas to the middle. Where's Dixon, the free safety? Not back there. Dixon, 29, should have been back there, I believe, getting some help in the middle of the field. Eric Thomas beaten to the inside. Good pass protection. You see Aikman still standing and watching the finish.
First and goal for the Cowboys at the 3-yard line. A 53-yard pass play to Alexander Wright. And it's Smith trying to take it in. He's stacked up by Bernard Clark, number 57, backup linebacker. Alfred Williams also in on the tackle. But Alexander Wright has been somewhat of a disappointment this year. He has great tools. He was clocked in the 40 at 4.09 seconds, which is incredible. He bench presses 385 pounds. He has a 37-inch vertical jump, yet he held out in training camp last year, and last season was really a washout for him, and Jimmy Johnson has been waiting for him to produce, and he has.
That's right. That's a big feather in his cap, that last play, because Wright hasn't been contributing as much as Jimmy Johnson would like.
Jay Novacek in motion. Play action by Aikman on the rollout. Trying to take it in himself. Touchdown.
Another dimension to Troy Aikman, being able to take that ball upfield. His tight end, Alfredo Roberts, was knocked down in the end zone. Aikman kept that rock and ran it on in.
Aikman's second rushing touchdown of the year. And Ken Willis to try the point after. He is perfect, 13 for 13 this year. Jay Novacek holding for him. Cowboys finally get their offense on track, and it's 10-7 Cincinnati.
On the right side of the screen, 87, Alfredo Roberts will be down on his hands and knees, and then he gets up and gets covered, and there you go. Troy Aikman into the end zone.
The Bengals jumped out to a 10-0 lead, but the Cowboys have come back on a touchdown run by Troy Aikman. And Joe, we talked about the frustrations of Boomer Esiason. You can sympathize with him. You played on a 1-7 team. They got off to a 1-7 start, 74 with the Jets. What's it like?
It's awful. We had a lot of infighting, fighting on the sidelines, whatever. What happened is we lost some of our best Texas players. That's what led us to that. We had Jim Hudson, a strong safety, Pete Lamons, a tight end, guys that played for the University of Texas. And when we lost those kind of guys, our team went downhill.
Ken Willis kickoff is taken by Joe King, and he's run out of bounds inside the 20, so the Bengals again will have poor field position. We understand the Cowboys' fine young linebacker Ken Norton has been taken off the field with an injury to his arch.
Well, you know what? You know what? That's two linebackers that are out right now for Dallas, and then they're going to have two young linebackers in there filling in for him, so I would look for Sam Weiss, being the expert that he is, to attack Jimmy Johnson's linebackers. Try to get those guys on man coverage, see if they can cover the substitutes. They're not as good as Norton or Smith that's out, so you want to test them.
Derek Brownlow, a 237-pound rookie from Illinois, has replaced Norton. Boomer Esiason to throw over the middle to his tight end, Rodney Holman, and he's brought down to the 29-yard line.
Okay, Esiason did the right thing there. He's throwing in an area of linebackers between Derek Brownlow and Del Rio. Del Rio has the side of the field here, and you'll see Brownlow come into play. He just splits the seam right there. Even though Brownlow and Del Rio make the tackle, they're leaving a hole in the center of the field. I look for Boomer Esiason to keep attacking these linebackers.
Gain of 13 yards and a first down. James Brooks and Harold Green are the running backs for the Bengals. McGee and Brown, the wideouts. Boomer changing the play. Going to have to hurry to get this one off. And just does. Brooks trying to cut back. Brought down to 32. Coming up next on most of these NBC stations, Game 2 of our NFL doubleheader. Most of you will see Warren Moon and the AFC Central leading Houston Oilers take on the Jets' Blair Thomas in the conference second-ranked rushing attack. Others will see the Dolphins battle the Chiefs in a rematch of last year's thrilling playoff game. Check your local listings. Here at Texas Stadium, it's 10-7 Bengals with 9:47 remaining in the second quarter. On 2nd and 7, Esiason's pass through the hands of Eddie Brown.
Just another throw that Boomer didn't quite get on target, but Boomer is attacking the linebackers. Right now, the Cowboys have Del Rio, their middle linebacker, playing in the strong linebacker position, and he splits Del Rio, makes Del Rio bite on the underneath pattern, but he misses. Esiason misses Eddie Brown with the pass.
Bengals in their sugar, no-huddle offense. Really not designed to speed up the tempo of the game, but to catch the defense in mismatches, prevent them from getting in extra defensive backs in passing situations or to getting in their run defense in run situations. They want you to play 11 on 11 and not make personnel changes. Boomer gets belted, and there's a penalty marker down as his pass is incomplete. Daniel Stubbs hit him just as he unloaded.
Yeah, but there's a flag down in the area where it could be pass interference. It's downfield where the receivers run, but it's going against Cincinnati. A push-off. That's a surprise.
Offensive interference against the Bengals.
Not a good series for Boomer and his Bengals, and it's just what the Cowboys needed after that touchdown.
Offensive pass interference number 82, decline, 4th down.
Well, the Cowboys decline the penalty. It will make Lee Johnson punt.
He called Rodney Hallman for pushing off that time.
Derek Shepard is back deep, awaiting Johnson's kick. Lee was a barefoot punter when he first came to Cincinnati, but now kicks with a shoe. He said he can't kick the ball as far as he did before, but has better control.
And a warmer foot.
He gets off a good kick. Derek Shepard inside the 20. Tripped up at the 23-yard line. So with 9:27 remaining in the second quarter, it's the Bengals 10 and the Cowboys 7.
Parrish is calling Holman 82 in the center of the screen. Watch how he bumps in the base here now. When he gets his arms up a little bit, it's called. But look how late this flag's going to come in here. Well, he's running a little more. Now the flag comes in. That was a lousy call.
First down for the Cowboys, the Dallas 23. Emmitt Smith, who has only 11 yards, picks up a couple. To the 26-yard line from Ryan Mitz on the tackle. Dr. Pepper 10-minute ticker. Shows the Redskins leading the Browns 14-7. Philadelphia with 2 field goals, up 6-0 over the Saints. Colts on the board. It's 14-6 Buffalo. And Minnesota's opened up a 14-0 lead now over the Cardinals. Second down 5 with 8:59 remaining. Second quarter from Texas Stadium. It's 10-7 Bengals. Darrell Johnston and Emmitt Smith, the running backs for Dallas. Aikman complete to Michael Irvin. Brought down at the 34-yard line by inside linebacker Carl Zander.
Well, time of possession usually tells a tale who's winning the game or not. Cincinnati certainly has controlled the ball, but they're only up by 3 points, and the Cowboys seem to have their offense in gear now. They picked up another first down. Aikman is getting the kind of pass protection he needs to choose his receivers. So far, Aikman's running game, however, hasn't worked very well.
Aikman loves this offense. He said it's very similar to the one that he ran at UCLA. Aikman downfield, complete to Michael Irvin for a first down at the 40. And he really took a hit.
Oh, he did. Michael Irvin down on the field right now, got stunned a bit. He beat Lewis Billups to the inside on a post pattern on the right side of your screen. He'll just get inside, and then Aikman with pass protection once again delivers right on the target. Look at it. That's terrific.
Ricky Dixon of the Bengals came in there late on that hit, is shaken up, and Irvin also a little woozy. He's the big play man, Michael Irvin, in his 4th year out of Miami, where he played for Jimmy Johnson. Irvin is on his feet, but Dixon is still down. The Bengals can ill afford to lose someone in the secondary. Next Saturday, basketball is the focus when NBC Sports travels to Paris for the McDonald's Open. Magic Johnson and the Lakers will represent the USA in this international tournament that Also features top teams from Yugoslavia, Spain, and France. We'll see the Lakers tip off against Europe's best, a precursor to Barcelona in 1992, and Magic and the other NBA greats represent our Olympic team.
Tell you what, if the rest of the countries are going to use their best, we might as well use our best. And I'd be really surprised if I see anyone even challenge our basketball team. Ricky Dixon up and moving off the field under his own power. He appears to be okay.
Dixon, who plays with a heavy knee brace on his left knee, underwent surgery a year ago, and Michael Irvin being attended to on the Cowboys sidelines. There's Alexander Wright, who hauled in that 53-yard pass from Aikman earlier in the game. They want more from him. In fact, Jimmy Johnson's a little disappointed. He said if Wright can start producing, you'll see more of Alvin Harper, who was just activated this week.
And in the game right now.
First down for the Cowboys. Emmitt Smith breaks a couple of tackles. Good run by Smith. He's got a first down at the 30, but you see that great balance and leg strength as he broke away from several tackles.
Oh, that was all Emmitt Smith. Sure, there was some blocking up front on the left side of the screen, but you're going to see some stopping, some starting, some cutting. It's all done by Emmitt Smith finding these little soft spots, the little cracks and holes in the defense. Look at these different moves he puts down, the stops and the starts.
Smith is beginning to open up. He's carried 7 times for 26 yards. Smith's stats at this point in his career compare very favorably to that of Tony Dorsett, as you see.
Yeah, and Dorsett had a good offensive line to work with, though Smith really hasn't had the offensive line that Dorsett had early on.
And the big back, Ricky Blake, rumbling downfield, and he's all the way in for a touchdown. Blake, who played in the World League of American Football and the Canadian League. They call him Amtrak because he runs like a train. And that was a Metroliner into the end zone. His first carry of the day. And the Cowboys take the lead. Ken Willis to try the point after with Novacek holding. Cowboys offense coming to life in the second quarter. And Ricky Blake, in his first career carry in the National Football League, goes 30 yards for a touchdown.
Well, there's some nice blocking up front. Keep your eye on 46. If Boucher gets blocked by Johnston, the fullback, a beautiful block on. And right there, number 27, you'll see missing the tackle. Bonnie Bussey's in the game now. Ricky Dixon's out. I don't know whether that's the reason, but this is a terrific rush. You say, well, where's the tackling? Where's the defense? Poor defense for the 28th ranked defense in the league, and on this particular play, they look like the 28th ranked defense.
Ricky Blake, who never played college football, he went to Alabama A&M. The coaching staff that recruited him was fired, so he left school. Played with Winnipeg in the Canadian League, put in a full season in the World League of American Football, then went up to Canada for training camp, cut on to the Cowboys, and he is all smiles. There are not many guys who can say that the first time he ever touched the ball in the NFL, he scored a touchdown.
You know, football used to be a seasonal game, but for Ricky Blake, I guess it's a year-round job, huh?
Full-time occupation. Well, the Bengals jumped out to a 10-0 lead, but the Cowboys coming back, and they lead 14-10 as Willis kicks off. Joe King brings it back to the 25-yard line. Coming up at halftime, Will McDonough Green Bay could lose a draft pick obtained from the 49ers if Tim Harris arrests. Violates a good conduct clause in his contract. Bill Parcells said if Bo Jackson hadn't gotten hurt, he might have been the best running back ever. And Bills coach Marv Levy says placing Bruce Smith on injured reserve yesterday had nothing to do with the Bills' relatively soft schedule over the next few weeks. All coming up on the Domino's Pizza NFL Live halftime report with Bob, Will, and OJ at halftime. We have another injured Cowboy, James Washington. The strong safety is down.
Well, let's check out this replay on the bottom of the screen. There's 37, bottom right, James Washington. And here's somebody's going to roll into his leg. You see this right here? Oh, look at that right leg there. It gets kind of stuck underneath there. That's one of the dangers. He's up and running off the field. He's going to be all right.
Cowboys have already lost linebacker Ken Norton with an arch injury. He's been taken to the locker room for further examination.
And Smith also, Vincent Smith, the linebacker, is out. So the Cowboys are playing a little bit out of shape at the linebacker position.
Bill Bates, 9-year veteran, has replaced Washington. Harold Green trying to turn the corner and ridden out of bounds by Vincent Smith, who is back in the game.
And so is Norton, the other linebacker, the strong side linebacker that had been injured for the Cowboys.
There's Ken Norton, son of former heavyweight boxing champ Ken Norton Sr., star at UCLA. A lot of these Cowboys are playing new positions defensively. 7 of the 11 starters on defense are either new to the team or are playing new positions. Jack Del Rio moved from a strong side linebacker to the middle. Several others are playing new positions as well. 2nd down and 4. And a big stop by Daniel Stubbs, wrapping up James Brooks in the backfield.
Stubbs beat the block to the inside that time by Reimers, I believe. The Bengals are pulling to get outside here, and there's Stubbs. He just beats 2 blocks that time. He gets ahead of Reimers and gets in there to make the play.
So it'll be 3rd down and 9. Daniel Stubbs out of the University of Miami, acquired in a trade from the 49ers. Green, the lone setback. Brown, Brooks, and McGee all lined up as wide receivers. Sias's pass is complete to Eddie Brown. But where will they spot it?
It's amazing. Eddie Brown, come on, Eddie. Get deep enough to get the 1st down. He's cutting that too close. They may not have a 1st down on this play. Eddie Brown pushes the DB back, and then he stops right here. Why not push him another yard or 2? Why not make sure you get that 1st down?
He had to come back a little bit to catch that pass, and he's short of a 1st down, so the Bengals will have to kick.
You got to know you're down in distance. You have to know how much you can get, how much you need to get.
14-10 Dallas with 4.5 remaining. 2nd quarter. Lee Johnson to punt. Derek Shepard back for the Cowboys. Another good kick by Johnson. Shepard at the 12. A good run back by Shepard to the 26-yard line. Lynn James on the tackle on the special teams for the Bengals. Well, just because summer is over doesn't mean the volleyball nets have to be put away. Next Saturday, NBC Sports presents great nonstop volleyball action at the Old Spice King of the Beach Invitational, featuring the top-ranked players, including Karch Karai. St. John Smith will compete to find out who is the king of the beach. That's next Saturday at 2:30, and that's really becoming a popular sport.
Yeah, it sure is. I mean,
I guess with your knees, you don't play too much volleyball, right?
No, I never really knew it was that exciting a game, but man, what a following volleyball has built up around the country.
First down for the Cowboys. Emmett Smith on the carry for Dallas, and now let's check the Dr. Pepper 10-minute ticker. No change in the Redskins-Browns game. Philadelphia trying to upset the unbeaten Saints. Buffalo now leading 21-6 over Indianapolis. Here at Texas Stadium with 3:46 remaining in the 2nd quarter, the Cowboys lead 14-10. The Bengals jumped out to an early 10-0 lead, but the Cowboys coming back on a touchdown run by Troy Aikman and a 30-yard run by rookie Ricky Blake in his first carry in the league. Aikman downfield to Michael Irvin. Irvin out of bounds at the 40 of Cincinnati.
Excellent pass protection by the Cowboys. Irving runs downfield and beats Eric Thomas to the inside. Thomas nursing a bad right knee, but still playing nevertheless. You see how quickly Irving breaks that pattern off and then does what he does best, run with that football after he catches it. The big play man.
First down for the Cowboys at the 40 of Cincinnati. Alfredo Roberts, tight end, 87, checks into the game along with Alvin Harper, who was out last week with a neck injury. From the I formation, Emmitt Smith back to the line of scrimmage and not much more. Hit by Leo Barker, who's starting an inside linebacker in place of Kevin Walker, who injured his knee last week, and veteran nose tackle Tim Crumrye helping out.
Yeah, Crumrye is tough, boy. Sure, he's not the same player as he used to be, we mentioned earlier, but his attitude is so good the rest of the players feed off it. He keeps them enthused at practice, fires them up at practice, which is very important. You know, a lot of people say, why can't these teams emotionally get up for a game just once a week? I mean, how tough can that possibly be? But over a 16, 20-week season, folks, somehow these ball players, myself included when I played, you sit around before a game sometime and you yawn and you wonder why yourself you're not fired up.
Aikman under pressure gets it away to Emmitt Smith. Close to a first down at the 31. Aikman did a good job showing a lot of poise getting that pass away.
We're talking about Tim Crumrye earlier. You'll see no quit in this guy. He's going to be blocked, sure. This is excellent pass protection by Stepanowski and his mates. Look, 3 different guys get on Crit, and Crumrye's still going at him. I like that attitude.
Like a caged Bengal tiger. The late Paul Brown said Crumrye is one of the few players who could have started for his old Cleveland Browns team. He said he reminds you of Bob Gain, a great defensive tackle for the Browns. Mel Proctor with Joe Namath back at Texas Stadium. 2 minutes remaining in the first half. The Cowboys leading 14-10. Third down and 1 for the Cowboys at the Cincinnati 31. Alfredo Roberts in at tight end along with Novacek as they go to the double tight end alignment. Smith and Johnston are the running backs out of the I formation. It looked like the left tackle for the Cowboys may have moved early. That's the 300-pound rookie, Eric Williams, who's in there.
Yeah, unless contact was made by the defense that moved off into that neutral zone.
Bernie Kukar and his crew conversing.
Encroachment, number 96 on the defense.
Against the defense, not to Tua Tagovailoa.
Well, let's check it out. Number 96. We don't see him on this side of the screen. He's, I believe, there. He's on the bottom, the very bottom. Here, this is going to give you a good shot. You see, make some contact in there. When that contact was made, it was all on the Bengals. Otherwise, that would have been called on Eric Williams.
What's his name?
Which one? Tua Tagovailoa? Just because you live in Hawaii, these names come easier with you. You know, I'm still learning these things.
I had to see if he'd get it right. You passed with flying colors. Aikman to Novacek. He is in for a touchdown. Jay Novacek, who had 11 catches last week against Green Bay. Jimmy Johnson said he's really a big wide receiver playing tight end.
Well, he beats Ricky Dixon to the inside, and there's no one in there to help out. No one deep. Novacek, you're not going to keep this guy quiet all day. They're going to throw that ball to him because they know he has good hands, and he's a wily receiver. He knows how to get open.
He entered the game leading the NFC in receiving. And the Cowboys have really opened it up in the second quarter after Cincinnati scored 10 quick points. Dan Will's kick is perfect. So at a minute 55 remaining in the first half, it's now 21-10, Dallas. Novacek, the pride of Gothenburg, Nebraska. Population 3,500. He said they don't even have a stoplight there, but the University of Nebraska said, we'll take you as a walk-on, but no scholarship. So he went to the University of Wyoming, where he competed in the decathlon, and now the leading receiver in the NFC, just putting the Cowboys up 21-10.
On the right side of the screen, he'll beat Dixon to the inside, make the catch and take it home. He's just a sharp receiver. He knows how to. You know what? We were talking yesterday about the possibilities Cowboys making the playoffs, which they fully plan on doing. That's what their goal is. And Novacek told us about his mother collecting aluminum cans to try and get enough money for the plane ticket to the Super Bowl.
That's right. His mom, June, collects aluminum cans, redeems them for cash. He said if she doesn't come up with enough money, I'll have to help her out, though.
Yeah, as much as they'll let him, he will help out, folks.
Ball fumbled away by Joe King,
no,
trying to bring it
no.
back, and stopped at the 2-yard line. Big mistake by the Bengals.
He's a rookie. The rookie made a big mistake. He didn't have to run that ball out. He got confused possibly, but when he lost the handle on it, even though it's out here in the field, you don't have to return it to the field of play. He could settle down right now back there in the end zone. But I can't help but thinking because he's a rookie, he just lost his cool a little bit, or maybe didn't know the rule. I think he's being told now what the situation of the rule is, and he really did not.